So there's a lot of work to be done here. I'm just going to catalog it for myself. We got to yank the rotary out, clean up the bay because she's a little dirty, but I'm liking how there's absolutely no rust now that I know what I'm looking for. The body's solid in here, and the quarter panels are good. And then we got to yank the transmission. We got to clean it all up, see how much the mounts are going to be, and swap a 360 in here with a fucking RV cam. It's going to be pretty fun. As for the front here, we're looking pretty good everywhere. We look up and around, there's absolutely no bother, no rust, no nothing in this run. As for the control arms and everything, they don't look too bad. Nothing's bent, nothing looks real shitty. As we go to the back here, we keep along the side. It does need a paint real bad. Like, this isn't matched at all. It's really dirty. Like, really, really dirty. This board doesn't seem bad. There's a crack right here in the plastic. That's about as far as it goes, and then the paint peeling. So somebody just painted over the old paint. It does need a repaint real bad, because that's like layer number 3 at least, and that's bare metal. So I can't drive it out like that. As we come a little bit closer to the back here, but the door is savable. This door is good. If you come to the back here, we look, and the bad spot is golden. There's nothing here, no Bondo. It's all original metal. It's all good, nothing bad. Same goes with all back here, and nothing's looking too terrible. It's got an LSD underneath it because it is a GXL. There's no rust here. It hasn't rotted at all. Nothing up in here. But there is one bubble right here. And it does migrate pretty far in here. But it has been painted over, so it shouldn't be too bad to replace. Do a little bit of repair on it. We do have our plastic in here. The sunroof is in pretty bad shape. It's probably going to leak like a sieve. We have the spoiler holes, which I'm probably going to put a spoiler back on her. It's got a kind of a cool looking exhaust here. It was, what is it? Something tech, but they look real nice. I'm probably keeping those guys, no matter what, even if I go with the V8, because they are already a dual. They do go into a single, but I'll probably keep the dual. And put 2 dual straight pipes out the back of it or something fun. I do have S5 tail lights. We got pretty good around here, except there is a bubble on the front end right here. But it as well has been painted over, so it wasn't like it migrated and rotted through or anything. There's nothing on the back side here. It's just like it was starting. But he kept pretty good care of it, to be honest. And we can see that whoever kept it after did not. It's all dirty underneath here. But it all looks relatively not disgusting, right? It was kept pretty well. There's a little bit of rust and a little bit of rot happening right here. You can see that. But it isn't, I guess you can't see that, but it isn't too bad. There's a little bit of damage on the back here, but it's nothing awful. There's a little bubble right there. So this side is the worst of the two, but it is well not too bad. The parts car has got a big rot hole right here. Pretty much almost right to the door, like right to there. It's got a huge hole in the front underneath. This one underneath, I mean, whoever owned it secondly probably used it as a little bit of a drift slot, because there is a few. Sure. You can see it's pretty hagged, but a few little rusts, but nothing too bad. But yeah, it looks like it's been pretty hagged around a little. Nothing like bent frame type of shit, but there is a few little bumps and moves and curves in it. But as for holes and terribly rusty, it isn't too bad. Which is very, very nice, to be honest with you. And as we get into the interior, this is where the parts car really comes in handy. Oh, fuck, we're still vapey in here. But this was out of the parts car already, but I think I'm putting the other one back in. It's a miles per hour gauge, but it does have a shift up light. Which, I mean, whatever. I'm probably putting a tack in here anyway, so I might just keep this with the kilometers because it's a little bit nicer, right? If I can wire the V8 to it. I'm not sure. If I keep the rotary, then definitely. It was a little rusty under here, as you could tell. Nothing right through or anything, but I put some rust coating paint under here. I've sanded it down a little. We helped it out, but I am gonna have to pull this apart and redo. Most of the bolts were out of it. You can see a lot of janky wiring up in there, which is really what makes me want to do the V8. I mean, it had a light alarm, all this weird janky wiring that hangs down. That's pretty much held up with, as you can see, a couple wires. It is the gray door on the blue dash, so that isn't the greatest either. For a headliner, it's a little bit janky. You can see it probably was leaking, that's why it's a little bit loose up in here as well. We gotta do something about that. I don't know what. As for the back, it's not too bad. No, this wasn't a 2+2 model, but I have the seats from the other car, and I thought they'd be kind of cool in here. But I don't know, I might just put the cubbies back in, but I think I'll keep the seats, to be honest. They're kind of cool. Maybe not put the seat belts in or anything, but I mean, they offer almost more storage than the other seats anyways, so I mean, it's not a big deal. But yeah, a few trim pieces in here and there, and a lot of interior work, a lot of exterior work too. Like, you can see that's kind of janked. Nothing. But as a whole, the car isn't too bad. Looking over it a few times, deciding whether the one that has the cleaner inside and the worse outside is better than the one with the worse inside and better outside, but I don't know. It ain't too bad. We'll get her going eventually. The V8 will be nice.